Hey everybody, it's lunch therapy time. That's the view outside the window there. Let's see, not those birds, but that there. I don't know where I am. I seem to have disappeared off the planet. I think probably I unplugged my camera or something, but enjoy the birds while I do some technical shenanigans over here. Let's see who's here. Oh, Todd Lee is here. No longer experiencing the misery effect and glad to be out of the snow. Thank God. Thank God. Before the show, I decided to unplug my camera. I don't know why, but I did it. Here I am. Okay, getting the year off right. Let's see, Chuck's here, thank God. He can right the ship a little bit. Yeah, I had some breaking news, and then my camera was off, and then I was gone. That's the breaking news, that I was gone. Let's see who's here. Howard. Hey, Howard, how's it going? We've got some poetry later on in the show, and I know you love poetry, being a poet yourself. So you're going to enjoy that. Step away from the crepe erase. I've been using a lot of that crepe erase, and I just disappeared completely. You know what was going on? is right before the show started, there was a thing that wasn't working, and I decided, oh, maybe if I unplug my camera, and I just unplugged it, and that was really fun. So let's see how nobody cares about the technical stuff, Joel. Nobody cares about it, except my cat, Charlie Brown, who works with me diligently on the technical stuff. And then, of course, Boney. Happy Toys Day. Jose Salas is here. And I'm back from Mexico. Yeah, back in the studio. Have a lot of really important things that I'm going to do here in the studio this year. Who's behind me? There's a wonderful birds behind me. Yes, thank you for keeping me on task. The breaking news is birds aren't real. Could possibly not be real. I don't know. I got the shirt for Christmas. Kamala got me the Birds Aren't Real t-shirt. Thank God, something I've been wanting forever. Maybe you can see the back of it. You can't. I'm going to have to show you. I'm going to get a shirt cam because the back has a picture of a bird that says, I'm a lie. So a while back, we discovered this Birds Aren't Real organization, which is a fantastic organization, trying to spread the word that birds are not real and they are robotic drones sent by the government to spy on us. And that is kind of disturbing, but I guess if that's the truth. According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, however, birds are real. So there's starting to be like a Twitter war about it. Holy cult of the hummingbird. Holy Ganell. Yes, have you seen this? U.S. Consumer Products. Seriously, this is on their Twitter, and they're saying birds are real. So that's really a strange development. And along with my shirt, my Birds Aren't Real shirt, I got a special, poster, tiny little poster, and it's the Drone Field Guide. And it shows here that what a pigeon is city surveillance. This is what the different drones do. Public sanitation is the vulture, the bluebird, retina scanner. But hummingbirds are actually on here too. The attack drone, they're attack drones. So all of you hummingbirds out there, apparently are attack drones. Night surveillance is the owl. Coastal surveillance is the seagull. Yeah, so you can see them all there. So that's great. And I'm, totally on board, totally believing this is real. This is the shirt. I am a lie. This shirt that I'm wearing right now. Fantastic shirt. They give you even a card so you can be a member, certified member. So we got that too. So this is all going very well. Mike Hirai, watch your head, Joel. Yeah, I know. I might get hit by one of these hummingbird attack drones. Todd Lee says nothing is real. It's all a simulation created by Edison and Galileo. That could very well be. That could very well be, Todd. So I don't know what's going on with that bird back there, but he seems to be frozen. I think there's probably a malfunction in the mechanism. So then the breaking news is this New York Times article comes out. Birds aren't real, or are they? Inside a Gen Z conspiracy theory. So in the article, there was one in the Seattle Times as well, where they talk about birds aren't real being not real. Weirdly enough, this guy McIndoe, who's the one who runs the whole organization, he starts to say some really shocking stuff, which I found so disturbing and such a break from my reality that he had created. He starts to say that he's just trying to prove a point about misinformation on the internet and how easily people are swayed by conspiracy theories. And I'm thinking the government got to him, right? I mean, I think that somebody must have gotten they must have come at him with some pretty heavy stuff, maybe threats, I don't know. But suddenly he's saying birds aren't real, might not be real. But then this happened. He shows up on the news in Chicago just recently, very recently. And here he is talking about it.
Gen Z is full of some amazing men, women, and children that are aiming for change. And I think that is, just what our movement's all about.
But it's more than just Gen Z's falling for conspiracy theories. Why? You
oh my God, I'm so nervous. I'm so sorry.
It's really falling apart. It's falling
we hope
apart.
you're okay. Why don't we give you some time to collect yourself? If you need
Maybe
help,
they've
let us
poisoned
know in
him.
the control room there, and we'll get back to you if we can. Well, Paul, let me tell you something. Is there any weather today?
I like the news guy.
I'm not really sure what happened there.
I don't know. You think he was choking on his coffee?
I don't know.
It's not easy to be on TV, Paul. Some people, gets them nervous, and I just hope that young man is okay.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Do you think that the news organization? It seems like this guy's kind of mad.
Sure what happened there.
Let's go back to see.
If you need help, let us. Gen Z's falling for conspiracy theories. Why?
Oh my God, I'm so nervous.
Yeah, so I don't know. It could be, as the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says, could be that birds, in fact, are real. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to take a survey. Anyway, let's get into this thing called lunch therapy. It hasn't even started yet. All right, let's get on to the real show, the real meat of the program, which is about the breathing. Because it turns out that breathing is super important. I'm just back from Mexico. This is La Paz, Mexico, and the water out there. See if you can see the dolphins as they go by. Biden is a robot. What does Peter have for Thanksgiving? Tofurkey? Peter McIndoe. We got to get Peter McIndoe on the show. I've asked him to be on the show. He has refused, but we're going to get him on. And I think he's ready for lunch therapy. I think he needs some therapy after that. I mean, he's obviously having some kind of medical problems. I don't know what's going on, but it's extremely myth club. He deserves to be in the cult of the hummingbird, even if he thinks that the hummingbirds are made of mechanical gears. All right, in through the nose, out through the toes. This is a very important part of the show. I hope you'll all join in. Just Jay has arrived. Let it go. Just Jay recently had more surgery on her hand, and she's sitting in a chair, just elevating that paw, hoping that it's going to get better. I don't know about that. Surgeon seemed a little strange when he came in and said, so what's going on with your hand? And he's like about to do surgery on it. Seems odd to me. Am I tanned? I don't think I tan anymore. Do you think there's a point in life where you just don't tan anymore? First of all, my dermatologist has told me to stay out of the sun. And when I do get in the sun or anywhere near sun, I'm supposed to slather all kinds of SPF 30 on me. I don't know, are any of you having that situation as well? But you know what? Even when I do get out in the sun, I just don't think I tan anymore. In through the nose, out through the toes. That's exactly it, Todd. Exactly. Let it go. We're gonna have some great animal therapy on here. Yeah, I mean the show is just starting, and one of them is gonna be Todd's dogs out in the snow. Enjoy that. I think that will be very enjoyable. We're looking around at okay, so it's the new year, right? We've got this new year. It's 2022. Who knew that lunch therapy would be going into its third year of COVID lockdown shenanigans? And God knows, nobody knows. It's been proven now that nobody knows shit about this stuff. Just when we think it's safe to go back in the water, there we are. New variants. So let's knock this thing out this year. And when I say this thing, I mean this COVID virus. This is what I want to do. I want to get the studio here, the lunch therapy studio, set to bring other people in here, have actual live interviews, shoot some stuff, have some scenes with Boney, have all kinds of fun stuff go on. And this COVID thing has really put a damper on that. Big Pharma owns USA. There's and then all this, birds aren't real, all these conspiracies going on, and everybody thinks they know what's happening, and nobody knows. Nobody seems to know. In through the nose, out through the toes. This is supposed to be the relaxing portion of the show. Let it go. I've got something super relaxing coming up. And it is called, she is called Amy Naylor, and she plays the handpan. Yes, let's get into that, and maybe we can talk about some things that might be disturbing, might not be. This is Amy Naylor. This is a song she calls Desert Rose, and I seem to have something else playing. All right, so let's get this going. I love the handpan. It's a relatively new instrument, just in the 21st century. I find it super relaxing. If you go to Amy Naylor's website, she has lots of music there, and I'll try to be quiet. Putting that on the screen, Todd Lee. Todd Lee is trying to insert some humor in this humor show. But I just can't do it. It's beautiful. I wish I could be quiet while it's happening. I'm going to go into kind of a trance here because we're going to be talking about something later on. And I'm going to try to do it right now. Oh, that was a problem. Just trying to do some spinning meditation. Gotta be some comedy in this thing. I know. We gotta get some comedy here in this thing. I'm rejuvenating. I'm getting ready for the new year. I am getting some vibrations on the handpan. Hope you all are too. So that's Amy Naylor, Desert Rose. You can go to her YouTube channel anytime or her website. There's a link in the show notes. Let's get on to the animals now. Animals. First up today is the fairy rabbit. No, it is not a rabbit that grants wishes. It is a rabbit that lives in the Washington State ferry system, and people feed it. This is something that Guignel gave us. This apparently is a phenomenon at the Washington State ferry terminals. They have rabbits. I don't know why. It doesn't look like a rabbit kind of atmosphere. There are carrots, but only because people give them to the rabbits. The vibrations have been canceled. We'll have to go on Zoom. I don't know. So anyway, thanks, Guignel, for that. Poor cold bunny. I know. Somebody should just rescue this bunny and take it to a place where perhaps it's more conducive to being a rabbit. Okay, here's Todd Lee's dogs, Georgie and Puddin' Pie, out there in the snow. The snow is apparently gone? Is that what you're telling me? The snow is gone in Washington State? Is that possible? I don't know. But look at the beautiful dogs out there in the snow. And talk about poor cold bunny. Look at the poor cold dogs. I love the snow only because it's not snowing here. But I do love the snow, and I love watching it from afar. And apparently, Seattle area was blanketed with snow. It was unbelievable, the pictures that I was getting from people. It's insanely beautiful. It is insanely beautiful. I'm going insane watching it. So on the show, we've seen this. I'd like to just encourage people to send in videos for the show, because this is an interactive show. And so you can go to my website, joelmarshall.com. There is a button where you can upload videos, or you can just send them to me however you want to send them to me, Facebook, whatever. Chuck loves snorting the snow. Thinks these dogs love it in the cold. They seem to. They're just thriving out there. So yeah, send your videos such as this, because this is priceless. Snow isn't going anywhere. I've just relocated to the west side of the Cascades for the break. Oh, I see. That's why you have no snow. Oh, that's nice snow. So Georgie and Walter. That's it, Walter. Georgie, Porgy, and Puddin' Pie. You could have 3 dogs. Georgie, Porgy, and Puddin' Pie, and Walter. So just, yeah, I'm enjoying this. But we often have on the show this dog named Mocha, who lives in Thailand. It's Jeff Lohman's dog. She looks like this. She. I think it's a she. Mocha. But I usually get it wrong. So there's Mocha from the past. These are past videos that we've had on the show. This is the famous Chariots of Fire version of Mocha. This is the other famous one where he rides around on the robot. It's pretty good, actually. So here he goes again. Whoosh. We've got a new one. That one's classic. So the new one that I have here is Mocha turns out is a huge Seahawks fan. And the Seahawks didn't really, they didn't make the playoffs this year, okay? They didn't make the playoffs this year. But the true test of a fan is, even when the team doesn't make the playoffs, you still are a fan. So here is Mocha watching a Seahawks game with no ramifications whatsoever, still cheering them on. Look at this. This is a true football fan here. DK Metcalf in the end zone. Now, there you go. So if anybody's wondering, if anybody's complaining about their football team, if they didn't make the playoffs, and saying, fire the coach and all that stuff like that, look at this guy. This person knows, this animal knows how to be a fan. Let's see what Jose says. I was at Lake Arrowhead 2 weeks ago. It was a snowstorm. Awesome. I do want to get up in the snow. I have sent in my faulty GoPro camera that I got from Guignol. We took it out in the water, and we were too much for it. It totally died. I have sent it back in. Soon we're going to get all kinds of videos of, in the snow and wherever that thing will go. First time in a snowstorm. Jose, nice. So snowstorms can be fun. Let's see what's happening here. Todd Lee, Seahawks played in the snow. They did. They played in the snow a few weeks ago. That was pretty cool. I like that too. Don't see that very often. You don't see snow in Seattle very often, of course. But I guess, pretty weird how everything's weird now. It's this crazy alternate universe that we live in. My cat is not as much of a Seahawks fan. Does sit around during the Seahawks game, but does not cheer like Mocha. His name is Charlie. Recently, he's started watching reruns of the IT Crowd. Here he is, engrossed in the IT Crowd.
I am the head of this department. I thought I was.
Guess the apple doesn't fall from far from the tree. In this case, IT Crowd is a good show. I don't know if everybody's watched this or not, but I had never saw this show until recently. My friend at work started sending me clips of this thing, and it's hilarious.
Thank you very much. We're more than capable of taking care of
And
ourselves.
Sure.
Charlie loves
you know
it
you're
too.
covered in blood.
Moss.
All right, so let's get on with the show, like the real like show. I mean, well, this is the part where we, the therapy kind of thing. Now we're gonna get on to maybe, I don't know if it's breaking news, but I wanted to update y'all, because y'all need to be educated on what's going on in the world. And I was talking about the Webb Telescope a couple weeks ago, and there was a lot of hoopla about it, and now we'll never hear about it again. I just wanted to give you an update on what is going on with it. This thing is going to change our whole perspective on the way the universe was formed and everything else. And if it doesn't, it's $10 billion. So if it doesn't unfold properly, we get nothing. We get nothing for our money. It's just a big, huge, expensive piece of space junk if that happens. But it turns out things are going very well for the Webb Telescope. Let's see a fire hazard. That's still with your kitty cat. A fire hazard? British edition, American edition, not so good. Oh, yes, there was. Okay, IT crowd. Well, let's just talk about that for a second. IT crowd, I mean, I was watching the show and I'm like, it's as good as The Office was, the British Office. And I'm like, why don't they make an American version of the show? Apparently they did. Jose says too, they made a pilot, and it's really interesting because they used the same script and even some of the same actors. Joel McHale was playing the lead though, and this was before Community. And I guess the thing just didn't take off. It's tough. But I think it was probably had something to do. If you look at this book, Todd knows all about fire hazards. Yes, he does. If you look at this book by Gunnar Rohrbacher, who's been on the show, tells you all about the comedy code and sitcoms. If you look at this book, you might know why the IT crowd American version didn't work, because it seemed like perhaps they got their archetypes wrong. Just saying. They might not have understood exactly what these different stock characters were doing in the original show. But it's, I remember when they came out with The Office, I was like, there's no way. The American Office, I was like, there's no way they can make this as good as the British Office. And it turns out they made it arguably even better. There's an outlet that looks like the one in A Christmas Story with too many cords in it. Oh, Todd, thank you for helping us with our fire hazards. Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that. Thanks for noting that. So, where is the Webb Telescope? It's way the hell out there, and it's unfolded, and it's fully deployed, and it's making its journey, and it looks like everything's going to be okay, and it's going to be out there. It's got 20 years of fuel, and we're going to learn about how the universe was formed. We're going to see how planets are formed. We're probably going to be able to see planets that are much older than we are, that are possibly have life forms on them. I can't wait. Dude, have you heard of the show Ghosts? Great British show, American version. Not as funny. I have seen that American version around. I didn't know there was a British version. That's pretty interesting. All right, let's get on with this. Oh, I want to show you. I've tried to make my own Webb telescope. Todd Lee might not want to look at this because it might make him dizzy. But I did my best attempt at throwing my phone up into the air. And there it is. I don't recommend that you do this at home. My phone's kind of, I guess it's sort of industrial strength. But you can throw your phone up in the air and put it on slow motion, and you get this great video. Well, I don't know how great it is, but I was pretty happy about it. Let's get on with this. I want to show you some cool stuff. I don't know. I don't know if this is if that was a mighty thing, throwing my phone up in the air. That's maybe I got to step up my game a little bit because I don't know how many mighty things that I'm doing, but I do want to show you. We went swimming with the sea lions when we were in Mexico, and I was showing the underwater footage of the sea lions, but unfortunately, the person who filmed them never sent me the footage. And my GoPro, of course, as I said before, wasn't working. But here's somebody, this is what they would have looked like. This is what they would have looked like. Somebody else scuba diving in Cabo San Lucas, which is nearby to where we were swimming with them. So that's what it looks like. Sea lions in the wild. Next thing I want to show you is this woman.
Love my sharks.
Who removes hooks from sharks' mouths.
Seeing them coming in with these hooks. The hook removal started like anything would start when you love someone.
Sometimes.
I just wanted to make their lives a little bit better, to relieve their pain.
So with this lady, she takes the hooks out of the mouths of sharks
inside. I would open her jaw and see the
she's super
hook.
nice, and
then at a
most
certain
people would be
moment,
scared.
I decided to basically stick my hand in and pull the hook out. But then as soon as she came back, she allowed me to pet her. And from that day on, became a shark that would just show up on the dive. And all of a sudden I will feel a pressure on my hip. And I will turn around and she'll be like leaning into me, just stop swimming.
She has shark friends.
This change of personality from before the hook and after the hook.
I have this cool thing about dogs. Okay, so I've often said that sharks are like dogs. And that's kind of cool. But this guy's friends with sharks too. So I just want to, maybe everybody shouldn't be friends with sharks. Maybe that's not for everybody, and you have to be careful, obviously, when you stick your hand in a shark's mouth. But maybe they're not as bad as we think. Maybe they. This guy has this incredible relationship with Emma. He also removed the hook out of Emma's mouth, and now he goes back.
January of 2020 was the last time that I was able to interact with Emma, not realizing the pandemic would actually stop me from experiencing these encounters with her. I had absolutely no idea that sharks were affectionate creatures. A shark that I named Captain Ron swam into the area with a hook through its jaw, and I got this crazy idea I could gain a sense of trust with the shark so I could remove the hook. The shark loved having his head rubbed. Within 2 hours, I had the hook removed. Removing the hook was a game-changer moment for me. These are, without question, sentient creatures that thrive on affection, which they've never had before. These beautiful creatures want absolutely nothing to do with us as a food
Maybe even
source.
100 million sharks a year we kill.
The anticipation.
We need more shark defenders out there.
A reunion with a wild animal that you've had a relationship with.
Sort of a mission of the show is to
so
change people's perceptions about
we were there
animals,
Bahamas,
especially vultures and
she didn't
crows and
but I was actually taking
sharks.
a break when somebody screamed, "Emma is here," which woke me up.
I'm down there, and all of a sudden I see a tiger shark coming from in the distance, and I could tell
that
that it was
statistic
Emma.
was crazy. So yeah, we
The
interviewed a
sharks
shark
could tell
expert
different boats apart, so I think she could
last
tell
week,
that
week
it was
before,
the shearwater there.
here in
She
Mexico,
stopped
and
like,
that's what he
"Hey,
said,
where's my
100
friend?
million,
Where's
80
Jim
to
at?"
100 million sharks
Just
we
got
kill
so
a year.
excited to
Just
see
for
her.
the fins a lot of times.
I
Just for
proceeded
fin
to get
soup.
into the water
Anyway, so
and have this beautiful reunion.
we're horrible.
She
But
was
dogs love
the
us.
same
This dog,
Beautiful day to go for
It's
a ride,
awesome.
even though it's cold, eh, pal?
this is the guy's dog.
Actually, we're going out for a special reason. I feel like he knows exactly what I'm thinking most of the time, and I feel like I know what he's thinking most of the time. I know what that dog wants. From a dead sleep, he'll just whatever I need him to do. Watch, buddy, go get me a ball. Hurry, go. Bring me a ball back. Pick it up, bring it here. Good boy.
I like the way Buddy looks at him.
And we're gonna start. First thing I got to do is start the car warming up because it's freezing up there. And then we're gonna go for a ride in the car, and I'll take you to the store, And if you're a good boy, you know where I'll take
Why
you?
does the
If
dog
you're a
tilt
good boy
its
and
head?
you don't cry and whine, I'll take you to Dairy Queen and we'll
Loves
have an
Dairy
ice
Queen
cream.
and stuff, too.
You want ice cream? Get that boy some ice cream. What do you want? He knew exactly where we were going. You want to go to D2 and have an ice cream?
What does maybe Todd can say why dogs tilt their head like that? I have no idea.
He's just always right by my side. That's my boy's ice cream. Sit. 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 Somebody wants some ice cream? Okay, sit. Come over here. Sit down. Sit. Nice. Nice. Very nice.
Why do they
buddy.
do that? Are they trying to be
nice?
Because it is cute.
That's
I don't know if you should feed that dog. You ever feed dogs human food and you're just like, what? I shouldn't do that. It's horrible. But then we eat it.
Show me. Show me. There it is, you big dummy. Go. But watch what happens when I throw the ball. Come.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Across the street. Is that Buddy's
very
ball?
Good, very good point.
Go get it. Go.
Because we've got a little bit of philosophy going to happen after this.
Rules. I love this dog like he's my son, one of my sons. My poor mom's not feeling good. She fell, pal. So me and you are going to go for a ride, and then we're going to go see my mom and make sure she's okay, okay?
Oh, yeah, you got to see it.
He was so worried about you, Ma. He wanted to come and see you to make sure you were all right. I know he is, Ma.
Do you love me? Tell me.
I think that dog is
Buddy,
smart.
good boy. She knows you love.
Sweetest little doggy I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I'm glad he makes you feel better.
Let me see what else we got.
On that day I took him home, it was like he already knew who I was. I had one before him. It took me 3.5 years before I would even think about getting another one. I'm gonna cry telling you. What are you thinking right now? No issues, no headaches, no hassles. It was like he connected from the second we got here.
Like
Here,
that,
I got my sub. You get your sub. Come on. Every single thing was about love and over animation to his success. Here we go, pal. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Good boy. Good boy. It all comes with love. I believe the more you love your dog, the more your dog's going to respond to you. You pick.
That's super cool. Okay, so Jose said something here. He said, people hold grudges that have nothing to do with them anymore. Just reinforcing old angers makes no sense. Yeah, I wanted to talk about this. I'm going to use this as a springboard, I guess. We were talking about the new year. We're going into this whole new year. And I think it's time to take a look at what we want to let go and what we want to let go of to make space for new things and what we want in the new year for the new things. And I know that people generally do this around the first of the year, but here we are on the 11th of January. And I think that we need to really take our time and decide some of these things, because I think a lot of times we hold on to things too long and don't let them go. What sucks is we always outlive our puppies. Yeah, that's the hard thing about animals. They're really difficult to let go when they die like that. So yeah, I don't want to get too. We lost some people this week. Sidney Poitier, Peter Bogdanovich. One of my high school friends, Dennis Whalen, passed away. It's time to kind of take a look at that and go, letting go of things can be difficult. Like you said, with the dog. I ran across this poem by Rumi. Now, I don't know if anybody knows who Rumi is. I'm kind of new to this person. I kept hearing people quote him in yoga. Like when I was doing yoga, the yoga instructor would quote Rumi. Rough start to 2022. Yeah, I think it's kind of a difficult time because we're like kind of worn out by this stuff. Bob Saget, just up and died. But here's this poem by Rumi where he talks about this. I find it comforting. It says, when I die, when my coffin is being taken out, you must never think that I'm missing the world. Don't shed any tears, don't lament or feel sorry. I'm not falling into a monster's abyss. When you see my corpse is being carried out, don't cry for my leaving. I'm not leaving, I'm arriving at eternal love. And when you leave me in the grave, don't say goodbye. Remember, a grave is only a curtain for the paradise behind. You'll only see me descending into a grave. Now watch me rise. How can there be an end when the sun sets or the moon goes down? It looks like the end. It seems like a sunset, but in reality, it's a dawn. When the grave is only a curtain for the paradise behind. It looks like an end, it seems like a sunset, but in reality, it's a dawn. When the grave locks you up, that is when your soul is freed. Have you ever seen a seed fall into earth, not rise with a new life? Why should you doubt the rise of a seed named human? Have you ever seen a bucket lowered into a well come back empty? Why lament for a soul when it can come back like Joseph from the well? When for the last time you close your mouth, your words and soul will belong to the world of no place, no time. I thought that was, yeah, I think that's sometimes true too. Harder to say goodbye to pets. I don't know why I'm bringing it down like this, but I think maybe it's sort of uplifting. This guy Rumi has all kinds of incredible quotes. He, who is he? Yeah, it's a tremendous poem. I mean, I didn't really do it justice. I kind of got stuck there in the middle. But yeah, it's a great way to look at things. And I think that sometimes we have to look at things in a different way. And this guy certainly did. He was around, a long time ago, but a lot of the stuff that he said really makes sense today. He was born in Afghanistan in 1207. And he has really spoken to a lot of people in a lot of different places in the world. And recently in the West, there's a lot of translations of his poems. And I've got a few of them. I've got a few of the quotes. What he did is he was a studier of Islam. He was a Muslim, and he read the Quran. And his dad was also a philosopher, a great philosopher. And he really took off, though, after he spent time with this guy, Shams Tabrizi, which is another friend of his. He had followers. Okay, so Rumi had these followers, and he was living in what is now Turkey. And he spent time with this guy. And this guy, his name was actually Shams Tabrizi. And the thing is, Rumi's followers thought Shams Tabrizi was a sham. Didn't like him hanging out. He was like the Yoko Ono of Rumi. That's what his followers thought. But apparently it changed his mind because some of the great books that he wrote were after he spent time with this guy. Let's see what's happening here, because I think, let's see. A friend just took his last breath today. It was a beautiful poem. Yeah, I'm sorry for your loss, Jay. So it's count on minutes and moments. Enjoy them all. good or bad, wonderful thing about life is that it's always changing. Laughter is great medicine. Maybe I could get some of that laughter going on this show this year. I think your new alter ego should be Shams Tabrizi. Yeah, he and I are related, I think. Yeah, so they were in this town called Konya, Shams and Rumi. This is Konya here in Turkey. And this was also the town where the Sufis did have their whirling dervishes. And those are the guys that, men and women too, that spin around like this. And one of the reasons, this is the way it's described to me, is the costume represents, the hat represents a tombstone, which is and then the costume represents the shroud, the death shroud of your ego. And one of the reasons that they twirl around like this is because in doing so, which is a very specific ritual that they do, they lose contact with their ego and they become free. And it's a meditative state that they get into. And people swear by this, but in this town, Konya, you can go to this museum and you can see these whirling dervishes spin like this. And I had always seen this, but I didn't know that it was actually a meditation. Let's see what some people get sort of, I guess, dizzy when they see that. There's a woman. Okay, so there's this woman. I watched this video on. I was like, how can this be helpful to people? And actually, there's this woman, an American woman, who was out surfing, and she got in this horrible surfing accident where she broke her neck. And they rushed her to the doctors, and they said that she'd never walk again. And she apparently, you know how they say sometimes that somebody died and came back? Well, apparently they pretty much have given her up for dead. And in that moment, she visualized the whirling dervishes, the spinning. And somehow she knew that she was going to walk again. And she not only did that, but she took it further. She went and studied with the whirling dervishes. She went to Konya once she had healed and once she was able to walk. She actually went there and became one of these whirling dervishes, a certified whirling dervish. And it helped her immensely. Let's see what's going on here. Lunch therapy has evolved into DEF therapy. DEF is life's too short for hang-ups and worrying about others and people's opinions about us. Live, enjoy, let your freak flag fly. Todd says, when spinning class became all the rage, I thought it was whirling dervishes. It's just a stationary bike. Sheesh. I'd rather spin, get sick, and spin again. Okay, so let's get on with some of these Rumi quotes. Here's the one of my favorite ones is, you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. I love that. I think that's true. So yeah, after hanging out with Shams, Rumi started writing these incredible books of poetry, and you can still get them today, or they're a translation. Some people say, there was a New York Times article that said that they kind of washed away some of the Muslim references and some of the Quran references, but I think you can still get a lot out of it. And the thing is, he was not somebody who was attached to any particular religion. That was one of his things, Rumi, was more about love. It was more about love than saying, I'm right, you're right, I'm wrong, you're wrong. So that's one of them. I've just got a few quotes here just to take with us for the rest of the week or for the year. This is a good one for me. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there's a field. I'll meet you there. This speaks to me because one of the things I want to let go of a lot more this year is judgment. And there's a difference. There's a difference between, I guess what I'm saying is, I don't mean judgment like having good judgment. I mean judging others and yourself. Constantly judging others and yourself. Because I think we spend a lot of time wasting our thoughts on judging ourselves in particular. But also when we judge other people, it tends to come back at us. And we don't know the experiences that people are having. I know one of the things is the other day, I got this thing from one of these organizations asking me for money, and they wanted to give me a sticker that said, "Trump lost, get over it." And I'm thinking, what is that? What good does that do? What is that going to do for people? That just more divides us. Obviously, if people are having, they think birds aren't real or whatever it is, there's a reason they got there. And maybe it's better to look at what are the reasons people are getting to places that we don't agree with, rather than judging them as stupid. So many people, so much talk about whether people are stupid or what's wrong with people. Same with this pandemic, it just goes on and on and on. And we're like, what's wrong with people? But somehow we have to look for places of understanding, not just defining whether they're wrong and whether I'm right and whether they're wrong. These poems kind of make me teary. It's true. They're profound. I think that's because they're profound. Who said that? Rumi, of course. Anytime someone says get over it, they're missing that you're feeling something. Just acknowledge people's feelings. Just acknowledge that they're having the feelings. Sometimes that's hard. So let's get on to the next one. I think this is just something to remember, though. To try and look at things not as right or wrong, but try and just observe things. Observe people. Observe life. Be grateful. What you seek is seeking you. I think sometimes also, I'm really spending a lot of time trying to seek some kind of result, or trying to get somewhere. Maybe I'm not happy with my job or whatever it is. And just knowing that the thing that you're seeking is seeking you just is I think helps with anxiety and calming you down. It's it's seeking you, just keep going towards it, whatever it is. Seek to understand. You don't have to agree or determine who is right or wrong. Seek to understand and empathize with others. I think that's definitely something we should do. Stop hanging on to being right all the time. Just let it go. Seek understanding. So if you let go of being right all the time, perhaps a space will open up for understanding. I think I've just wrote a Rumi quote. Let's see. Don't be satisfied with stories how things have gone with others. Unfold your own myth. Don't be satisfied with stories. How things have gone with others. Unfold your own myth. This is another great one because I think what it's saying is don't compare yourself to others. You might be limiting yourself. That's good. All right, I think maybe one more. No, maybe a couple more. You have to keep breaking your heart until it opens. It's another good message because sometimes you feel like just insurmountable difficulties or disappointments. And it's just part of that process. This is me with a wooden whale shark that Guignol sent me today. Set your life on fire. Seek those who will fan your flames. Let's fan each other's flames this year. All right, moving on. This has been fun. We're going to dance to Adam Pearce now. Dance time. Thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for helping me kind of take a look at how maybe I want to change for the coming year. And this we can all think about how we want to change. Because that's another thing Rumi said. He said, this is totally a paraphrase, and maybe I shouldn't paraphrase. He said, hold on. Now I gotta tell you this. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I am wise, so I'm changing myself. There you go. All right, let's get on with this. Dance break time. Let me see. Did someone say set fire? Where's my... I'll get my casket. No! Here we go. Not literally.
So I really enjoyed this song because I actually was born on the bayou. Well, I wasn't born on the bayou. I was born in a hospital. But I did grow up with the bayou in my backyard. So that's close enough.
Gonna dance it out to some Born on the Bayou, given to us by Adam Pearce. Getting us wrapping up. Everybody for joining in. Adam Pearce rocks. This keeps them coming. On Friday, interview Friday with Lynn Sun, hilarious comedian. Some of you know her. Find out more about her on Friday. She's really exploded onto the scene here in Los Angeles. I think she's made like 2 specials already. She's only been doing this thing for a few years. Yeah, she's freaking fun. That's what I want. Definitely want live and in-person lunch therapy. Yeah, we're going to do that. I was hoping for March 15th, which is the 2-year anniversary. I don't know if that's going to happen, so we'll see. Nobody knows. Let's think about the curve going like this for the COVID, just going boom down like on a roller coaster when the thing just drops down to 0. So we can go back to having more live and in-person stuff. That is the plan. expanding my studio, bring more people. Maybe we'll go out to some venues, pick some masks. Maybe Adam Pierce will come. That'd be fun, wouldn't it?
Woo! Yes, indeed.
Yes,
I
indeed.
sped up a
Thank
little
you.
bit in there, but I just got too excited.
It's good.
Couldn't help it. Anyway, little Creedence Clearwater revival for you. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Till next time, rock and roll.